This is KUTX 98.9. We are live in Zilker Park for Austin City Limits Music Festival, and I'm here with Valerie June. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me. I'm very glad to be here for KUTX.
Well, welcome to Austin.
Thank you.
And the new album, Pushing Against the Stone, we've been playing it a bunch on the radio station. The thing that immediately strikes me is you seem to kind of have like an old soul. Like
For sure.
So is that because of how you grew up? Like, did you grow up around, like, did you have older siblings, or like, was there a lot of old music in your house growing up?
No, I'm the oldest girl. I have an older brother, and I have another brother who's a half-brother, but he wasn't with us. He was with his mom. So being the oldest girl, I had to grow up really fast, and I had to do a lot of work helping my parents, you know, with the rest of the kids, because there's 5 kids. And my brother, he helped too, my older brother. But I think it's different when you're the oldest girl.
Yeah.
You get more household duties and more, like, taking care of the other children. I feel like I've already had some children in a lot of ways. You know, changing diapers and just, you know, feeding them when my mom had one and I have another, and then my dad would be working, and then we just, you know, we'd all help each other. That's what families do.
Right.
And we're still like that. You know, I have 2 sisters that call me and they're like, hey, this is what's going on in my life. And then 2 brothers, one younger, one older. And my older brother, I lean on him. But my younger brother, I am guiding him. So I'm always like, you know, there's the mom, there's the dad, and then there's the older siblings when you're in this kind of huge family. And the older siblings carry a lot of the extra weight. They're like a middle translator between the younger ones and the parents, because they can't always understand each other. So because we're in the middle between the ages, we can help translate a lot.
Right. Well, so
I am an old soul.
Okay, and so it comes from the family.
I think it does, but even before that, I feel like I've lived many lifetimes.
Really? All right. Well, another guy who is an old soul is somebody you worked with, and I'm talking about Dan Auerbach, and he's kind of becoming our generation's T-Bone Burnett, I feel like.
Cool.
But you
That's
know what I mean?
nice to hear you say
well, it was
that.
between like him and Danger Mouse, because like
Oh,
those 2 guys.
Lord. I don't think we even have a competition here.
Oh no? Well, but they were showing up a lot on producing people's records.
I don't know yet. You know.
But what does Dan bring to the table that you wouldn't have thought of?
Oh, well, the song that I'm going to play today, for example, You Can't Be Told, it's a real heavily influenced song with what Dan does with the Black Keys. And what happened was Jimbo Mathis, an awesome roots musician from Mississippi, who was invited to join my session by Dan, because Dan chose 2 musicians, and Kevin, who's another producer on the record, chose a couple of musicians. Jimbo and Dan got in there in the studio, Easy Eye. They faced each other like it was like a standoff, round off at the old saloon, like, you know, with guns, and they just let it rip, all these guitars. And the lyrics were not really there, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Over there with my notepad, writing down as fast as I can what I was hearing as they were playing. And so they laid the music down, and, you know, Dan's an excellent guitar player, and Jimbo is equally as awesome, which is probably why he wanted to invite him. And they just, like, did their thing, you know? And this song has the life that when you listen to a full instrumentation from the record of similar to a Black Keys song. And in People magazine, they said, oh, if there was a girl member of the Black Keys, it would be Valerie June. That's what I always wanted to hear, right?
High five.
Not really, but, you know, I mean, it's fine. And if you are listening to this song, then that is what you'll think, for sure, because it is for sure, you know, a tribute to, like, the history of what he's been studying and the work that he's been doing. And then I come in and did my part with the vocals, and then I was like, okay, let's all get in there together and do the vocals together. Why am I doing this alone? This is a joint venture. So we got in there and we just did our thing. So that's how it happened, really. Well, just a bunch of people just kind of like being like, no, this is what I do. What do you do?
It has a fun feel to it, but it also has a kind of an old rootsy feel to it, which I think is really a great combination.
I think it's great.
Let's hear it.
All right.
We got Valerie June here in Zilker Park for Austin City Limits Festival here on KUTX.
It's called You Can't Be Told, and I'm doing it my own way here.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Valerie June, and the album is called Pushing Against a Stone. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's do it in the studio for real next time you come to Austin.
Studio for real for sure, but there's nothing like live at Austin City Limits Fest. So.
That's true. I wish you continued luck and success, so thank you very much.
Thank you too.
I'm Matt Riley. Let's take it back to the studio here on KUTX.